Welcome to our latest video, how wind turbines are changing local weather patterns. As the world increasingly turns to renewable energy, wind turbines are becoming a staple in the fight against climate change. But have you ever considered how these towering structures influence the weather in their vicinity? In this video, we will explore the mechanics of wind turbines and delve into their effects on temperature, precipitation, wind speed, and humidity, as well as their implications for local ecosystems and agriculture. Join us on a journey to understand the complex interaction between wind energy and our local climates. 1. The rise of wind energy. Wind energy has experienced a monumental rise in the past few decades. As societies push for sustainable and renewable energy sources, wind turbines have become a familiar sight in many landscapes. These towering structures harness the power of the wind to generate electricity, providing a cleaner alternative to fossil fuels. The shift towards wind energy is driven by the urgent need to combat climate change and reduce greenhouse gas emissions. With countries around the world setting ambitious targets for renewable energy use, the proliferation of wind farms is set to continue. However, as with any large-scale change, there are consequences to consider. 2. Understanding wind turbine mechanics. At its core, a wind turbine is a sophisticated piece of machinery designed to convert kinetic energy from the wind into electrical energy. The blades of a turbine, usually 3, capture the wind's energy and rotate, spinning a shaft connected to a generator. This process is efficient and environmentally friendly, but it also interacts with the atmosphere in unique ways. The rotation of the blades can disrupt local airflows, potentially altering weather patterns in the vicinity. The scale and impact of these changes depend on various factors, including the size of the turbine and the density of the wind farm. 3. Effects on temperature. One of the most noticeable changes associated with wind turbines is their impact on local temperatures. Studies have shown that areas around wind farms can experience slight temperature variations. This is primarily due to the turbulence created by the rotating blades, which can mix warmer air from higher altitudes with cooler air closer to the ground. This mixing can lead to increased nighttime temperatures and slightly cooler daytime temperatures. While these changes are relatively minor, they can have significant implications for local ecosystems and agricultural practices. 4. Impact on precipitation patterns. Wind turbines can also influence precipitation patterns, though the effects are subtle and complex. The turbulence generated by the turbines can lead to increased cloud formation, as the mixed air promotes condensation. This might result in more frequent rain or snow in some areas, while others may experience reduced precipitation. The specific outcomes depend on the regional climate and the configuration of the wind farm. Although these changes are not drastic, they warrant careful monitoring and study to understand their long-term implications fully. 5. Wind speed modifications. The presence of wind turbines can lead to alterations in local wind speeds. As the turbines extract energy from the wind, the speed of the wind downwind of the turbines can decrease. This effect, known as the wind shadow, can extend several kilometers beyond the wind farm. While this reduction in wind speed is unlikely to have significant consequences for most human activities, it could impact wildlife and vegetation that rely on certain wind conditions. Understanding these dynamics is crucial for planning and managing wind energy projects. 6. Influence on humidity levels. Humidity levels can also be affected by the operation of wind turbines. The mixing of air layers can lead to changes in the local humidity, which in turn can influence weather conditions. For instance, increased humidity might promote cloud formation and precipitation, while decreased humidity could lead to drier conditions. These changes might seem minor, but they can accumulate over time, potentially affecting local climate patterns and ecosystems. 7. Potential effects on local ecosystems. The alterations in weather patterns caused by wind turbines can have cascading effects on local ecosystems. Changes in temperature, precipitation, and wind speed can influence plant growth, animal behavior, and the distribution of species. For example, certain plants might thrive in slightly warmer conditions, while others could struggle. Similarly, changes in precipitation could affect water availability, impacting both flora and fauna. While the overall impacts are still being studied, it is essential to consider these ecological interactions when assessing the benefits and drawbacks of wind energy. 8. Human and agricultural considerations. The impacts of wind turbines on local weather patterns also have implications for human activities, particularly agriculture. Farmers depend on predictable weather conditions for planting and harvesting crops. Even minor changes in temperature or precipitation can influence crop yields and farming practices. Understanding the interactions between wind farms and local weather is crucial for developing strategies to mitigate any negative effects. Moreover, communities living near wind farms need to be informed about potential changes to their local environment. 9. Conclusion. Wind turbines represent a significant step forward in the global transition towards renewable energy. However, like any technological advancement, they bring about changes that require careful consideration and study. As we continue to embrace wind energy, understanding its impact on local weather patterns is essential for maximizing its benefits while minimizing potential drawbacks. By conducting thorough research and engaging with affected communities, we can ensure that wind energy remains a sustainable and harmonious part of our future.